good morning, and good morning yet again. Another beautiful day that has been forwarded to us, and because of grace and mercy, we are here on a Tuesday morning, June 27, 2017. Welcome to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We'll cover today the continuation of the NCAA Baseball World Series. Russell Westbrook named MVP. Pretty convincing margin. We'll talk about the possibilities of stacking on the NBA. We'll even touch a little bit about the health care dilemma that we're facing as a nation, and that I think would be a pretty simple remedy. Hit on that a little bit. Also, talk about the challenge of giving back to our colleges to continue and ensure their future existence. And we'll even give you an update of my phone adventure. Those that listening on yesterday, I had a traumatic situation to do with my phone, but it is all well now. We'll hit on that and a whole lot more right here on the Mike Prince Show. Good morning, good morning. How is everyone on today? After a not-so-festive night, depending on who you ask, it's finally been finalized, at least for the 2017 campaign, on the MVP for the NBA. Russell Westbrook got the accolade, 69 of the 100 potential votes. James Harden was a distant second place. I believe he had 22 of the votes. And what is it all for? I mean, both top candidates were knocked out early in the playoffs. And the playoffs, and those that listen and follow me know that how I feel about the playoffs. Oh, my God. The NBA is so long, but that's a whole nother deal. I'm digressing. But the Westbrook saga continues. One would love to think on what he and KD could have done if he had stuck it out. KD said, I'm headed to the higher grounds. He has his NBA title, got the series MVP, and so KD has triggered off another potential stacking move that is at least whispered between the LA Clippers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's rumors. I don't know. I don't put much stock into rumors, but, you got to keep your ear to the ground to hear what is going on. The rumor mill has it that Mr. LeBron James will take his services either to the West Coast, to the Clippers, and reunite with Mr. Wade, or Wade is going to come to Cleveland, and they're going to try to get the group back together. My question is, does anybody want to see that group? And if so, is it too little too late? And what does it do about the other potential contenders in the NBA as far as matching per capita, the ability to stack your teams? But all that is a marketing strategy, a problem that they'll have to figure out. I don't put too much stock into that because what is it going to make? You might as well make your reservations that more than likely it's going to be the Clippers and, I'm sorry, not the Clippers, but it's going to be the Warriors and the Cavaliers next year. They'll do it all over again, and they'll see how they try to work this one out. Meanwhile, as far as the NCAA is concerned with the College World Series baseballs. The first game of the three-game series went by way of Florida Gators. Gators able to knock off LSU, and they will try to continue that run tonight to capture their first ever NCAA championship in baseball. And it's just a lot of moving parts and things in the air as far as that is concerned. So baseball is just about winding down as we know it on the collegiate level, and we'll get a chance to see how all of this unfolds here in the very near future. Got a whole lot more coming up, and we're going to talk about in detail today two hotbed issues, the health care, and then we'll have, I guess you would call this a pet peeve of mine, but we'll hear about that a little bit later on. We're going to take us a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the nation's dilemma of overall health care. You listen to the Mike Prince Show right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Keep it where you got it, and we'll be right back. Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
This is Willie Simmons, head football coach at Prairie View A&M University. I'm sitting here with my main man, Mike Prince. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Listen to the Mike Prince Show weekdays on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. You can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is OBN Radio. Don't forget to visit our website at obnradio.com, and you can listen to 24-hour-a-day content by simply dialing 605-477-5066. That is our version of the modern app, and I've been promising you that I am going to explain to you in detail on why we use that method, and we have had a lot of success using that method, and I don't see no reason of changing that in the near future. Speaking of the near future, we want to give you an opportunity, if you're representative of SWAC Nation, MEAG Nation, that you can call in to our message line and you can ask your question, you can give your props to your school, and all that at the easy access of dialing 713-570-6736. You dial that number, you go in and put in who you're representing, and if it's something that you want to speak of, a question that you want to ask about your particular school, your area of the country, feel free to leave that information. You'll have up to 3 minutes to leave that information. Simply dial 713-570-6736. Just want to make sure you got it down. 570-6736, of course, with the 713 prefix. Call that number 24 hours a day. Leave your information, share your tidbits, and share your school spirit, if you will. Right now, we're trying to come up with a hotline thing. Right now, I was thinking about the SWAC attack line, but if we want to include the MEAC, we got to get something universal. You can even call and leave that tip and information on what you think that line should be called. And speaking of, and moving on to the next segment here on this daily show, this is a variety talk show, and we talk about a whole lot of things. We do talk a lot about sports because that is part of our passion here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. But every now and then we'll have to talk about a social issue or concern, and that's where I am right now when it comes to us talking about this health care plan that is being in litigation right now. Some affectionately call it Obamacare, or underminingly calling it Obamacare. Then some are responding with Trump care, this, that, and the other. And the goal is They want affordable, and the key word being affordable health care for all Americans, which is a wonderful thing. And I think it is absolutely necessary for that issue to be addressed. And I was sitting up thinking, now I don't claim to be the smartest guy in the world, but I am a simple, logical thinker. And I came across this notion, why not adopt a system or policy from the church? What are you talking about, Mike? The church has the simple balance act of everyone giving their portion of a 10% give. Whatever your 10% is, that's what you put in. So why not, if we have a 5% give in for all U.S. citizens? We have everything lined up. You can verify what a person makes. You have everybody in the system. It's balanced. And that way everybody has affordable health care. Is it me, or am I missing something that this could really simplify the whole thing and we could move on to something else bigger and better? You make it universal where everybody is accountable for 5%. So, i.e., if you are making $500 a month, okay, then guess what? 5% of that is $25. And so on and so forth. It seems too simple not to work. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there are some hidden factors that I'm not aware of that could really be a slam dunk, and we could move on to something else. Because when the dust settles, the people who are lobbying about all this stuff, they got the best health care packages throughout the land. They get free health care. They get lifelong stuff after they're done with service. So let's make it universal across the board. I don't think that would be overcomplicated. But once again, I've been wrong before about some things that have been way more complex than that. So that's just my little 2 cents on it, on how we could rectify and take care of some things, because it gets kind of old at times, if you're asking me, that we keep hashing over the same thing over and over and over again, and we really and truly could handle this and be able to move on to something bigger and better. Am I just on a pipe dream or something? Am I looking or wishful thinking on something that will definitely never, ever come to pass? I don't know. Maybe you can leave a comment on the message line about that. 713-570-6736. Share what you feel on how we could come to an overall standardized approach to ensure that everyone has health care. We're going to take us a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about giving back. You're listening to the Mike Prince Show on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, KTORradio.com and OBNradio.com.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, coming to you each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is OBN Radio. Our Facebook page is Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget our YouTube channel is at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Been talking about a whole bunch of stuff and righting wrongs and this, that, and the other. Want to share with you also the opportunity to participate in the 43rd Annual Prairie View A&M University National Alumni Association Convention, which will be July the 19th through the 22nd in Houston, Texas. For more information, simply dial 936-857-5817, 936-857-5817. $300 for registration. If you cannot afford registration, make a donation to help go towards the scholarships, if you will, in order to ensure future PV students. And we always talk about the struggle for HBCUs in particular, and how funding is always an issue, and how we cannot seem to get over the hump. As soon as you get over the hump, there's something else to pull the carpet from underneath you or the covers from on top of you. And I've noticed this problem of consistency, and whether it's in the church, whether it's in the community, or whether it's in our giving back to our local institutions. We have a lot of pride when it comes to representing who we are and what we do. There are a couple of sites on Facebook where, Roughing the Swag one that comes out to me in particular, where there's a lot of pride and deservingly so about where you come from and how you did things on your various campuses. But the giving back is nowhere comparable to how much we talk the smack, if that's making any sense. We have no one to blame but ourselves when we don't give back to our various institutions. We have, in the case of Prairie View, over 60,000 graduates that have come across the stages for Prairie View A&M University. And I would be remiss to tell you that on a consistent basis, that is less than 10% of the people who are giving back on the regular basis. Now, a lot of that is talking about, I had a bad experience and it's never going to be right, blah, 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 blah. There are bad experiences everywhere, but people still give back to the institutions that help nurture you, that help invest in you to become who you've become today. That has afforded you opportunities to get out there and make it happen when no one else wanted to give you the opportunity. We have to remember the crux and the basis on why the HBCUs came to pass. They come to pass because by design, systematic design, no one wanted to deal with the African American community or the minority community when it came to higher education. I can tell all the time, and I share every chance I get. University of Texas could not have gotten the prestige and the leverage that they have if they did not benefit from the money that was originally designated for Prairie View A&M University. So they moved from Galveston, relocate to Austin, and the rest is history. But at that point, we realized that, we acknowledged that, and we, as HBCU alums, are going to have to rally around the wagons, circle around the wagons, whatever metaphor you want to use, and start giving back. Now, just a simple mathematical approach, you might not be able to give $1,000 a year. You might not be able to give $10,000 a year. You could give $100, $200 a year. But when you give that money, don't feel like that you're owed every access that the campus has, because, I gave my money. Well, the $100 can only go so far. The $200 can only go so far. Yes, shade from a toothpick beats nothing at all. And if we just did the simple numbers, the simple approach that every alumni, whatever your institution is, Prairie View, Texas Southern, Jackson State, Grambling, wherever you come from, if you would sow a seed back into your general fund for your university, back into whatever you got your degree in, and why not drop a seed into the athletic department? That's not asking a lot. If you did $300 a year, that's $25 a month. Even on tight times, we can make that happen. Even on shoestring budgets, you can make that happen. And instead of us always looking for someone to bail us out, let's bail ourselves out. Let's look at this thing from a different perspective. I'm in a few groups right now that is connected to Prairie View in particular, and it's well over 20,000 people actively in these groups. Some kind of lap over each other, but the bottom line is you got a 20,000 potential donor. 20,000. You do the math at $100. Those are little things that can make an impact on our very own institutions. If you've had a bad experience at either HBCU, then learn from the experience, share on how the heartaches can be avoided from your own very experience, and how about coming up with a solution. Make sure that we have an answer to all the problems that come up. It's a very simple approach. It's something that can really help and improve the entire magnitude of everything that's going on. Even if you happen to be a part of a fraternity, a sorority, you could ask your line brothers, your line sisters, your charter, your chapter to do a matching give back on an annual year. There are so many creative ways that we can help our own cause. Just like we talked about last segment with the 5% of the health care. We could really help our own cause and become even more self-sufficient, which is why higher education is so stressed. It helps us to become more independent and less dependent. I'm in a good mood right now. I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll give you an update on my phone. You listen to the Mike Prince Show right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. In my soul, Lord, in my soul, why made a signal God so? Why made a signal God so? Said God made a signal God so. Why made a signal God so? In my soul, my faith, no faith, my faith, no faith.
Has your vehicle been giving you the blues? Contact our good friends at Larry's Automotive at 30540-FM1488 in the Field Store area. Now 936-931-5566. With over 20 years of experience as a lawyer, attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. can help you with whatever your need may be. Divorce, car accidents, criminal case, wills, deeds, trust, civil suits, parent and child relationships. Contact Richardson's Law Office located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. You can call them at 979-826-8008. Attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. in Hempstead, Texas. Is your business in the black? Do you really know? Gunderson's Bookkeeping can lower your taxes, increase your profits, and help control your cash flow. Services include complete payroll, bookkeeping, and income tax services. Call for a free business assessment at 936-372-2661.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As you heard, we want to also include Mr. Tariq Purnell, financial broker, to the Open Mic family. Also, Miss LaTanya Chappell. She is a former insurance agent out of Hempstead, Texas. Be sure to share your support of the people who help make this programming possible for you. As we were talking about in our last segment about giving back and about doing things, I have been accused of being a dinosaur. I don't like changing stuff, especially if it's not broken. And I think most of us are creatures of habit like that. And talking about my telephone experience, I had a phone that I had sitting up for about 6 months as an upgrade. Finally upgraded it on Sunday. And initially I lost over 3,000 contacts. Well, I am proud to say that I was able to get those contacts restored, and life is grand again. And I am so thankful for that. Still learning this phone. You all pray for me because like I said, I don't too much care for all the scuttlebugs and the changes. Just give me what's going to work, and we'll work with what we got. And that is pretty much how we operate here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We bring you coverage each and every day for high school collegiate athletics from our local Waller County, Texas areas to our local regional areas that is going abroad. We got a huge announcement coming up. Been telling you about it. Like I promised, it will not be what was propaganded on the Alabama State announcement, but it will be something major, and we're truly, truly excited about it. We're working out a few wrinkles on that. Want to give you some updates of what we're going to be coming on locally. We'll be at the Waller County Freedom Fest, which will be for July the 4th. We got that confirmation on last night. We were saying the 3rd, but we will be there live on July the 4th from the Waller Football Stadium, and we'll be covering the community event. We're very excited about that. This is year number 9, and we've been there for every year. We're truly, truly excited about that. We're also going to be in Birmingham, Alabama on July the 14th, as we'll have the SWAC Media Day coverage. We'll be on Radio Row. We'll have the intense interviews with a lot of the Southwest Athletic Conference head football coaches and some select players that will make that trip. August the 21st will be our preseason football coverage. We will be at the Waller County Line Barbecue in Waller, Texas from 6 to 8, and we'll be there with the football coaches to bring you the in-depths, and as we break down the preseason, we'll have a good time powering around, talking with everybody and making it a community event. So we got so much going on and a lot to be vested in. And speaking of being vested in, if you or your business would like to be a part of our advertising sponsorship list, all you have to do is get in contact with us by dialing 832-213-8824, and we'd be more than happy to set you up with your own customized package. We are just about out of time, but before we get out of here, I want to remind you that you can follow us on Instagram at OBN Radio. You can also be a part of us on Twitter at Radio Guide. And we have Open Mic Broadcast Network on a couple of angles, by way of Facebook, by way of YouTube. Don't forget to visit the websites at KTORradio.com, OBNradio.com. And lock that number in, save it on your phone, and make it your app to get in contact with us. 605-477-5066. It's really that simple. I'm out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much. Don't forget, SWAC Nation, MEAG Nation, dial our message line. Give your shout-outs and your support on your school and how you represent it. That number is 713-570-6736. I hate to do it, but I got to go. Peace.